Okay, so welcome back once again to another section of our Madam Blouse. So, what you do after pinning down everything in place, you need your thread and needle. You need to tie your thread and needle. And what I have here is my thread and needle folded into four. So, what I have here, one part is two, this other part is two, so it is four, folded in four. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to tack this down. So let me show you inside how it will look like before I will go ahead to do it. So what I will do now, I will tack around this my breast pad areas like this. I will tack it like this for it to be firm. Then I'll go down from your beads. My bead is starting, I'm feeling it, my bead is starting from there. So from my bead, I will tack down to this down part. Then at this place now, you need to tack all these things we folded. I folded this, all these things we folded, I'm going to tack them in, tack them, make sure they are firm. Tack all these ones which is here, so tack this. You can see this fold, when we split in, I'm going to tack it firm with your thread. That is the work which I want to do now. I'm going to tack them like that, tack. After tacking, then I'll tell you what next to do. So let me go ahead to show you in a glimpse on how to tack, so you don't get confused on how to go ahead to tack. So what you'll do is to take it just like this. Make sure you are using a machine thread. Don't use an off thread. So after putting that in, you can give a space of ½ inch or 1 inch will be too wide. There's some space you can give half if there is no way to pass through there. You can give 1 inch. So just like this. Make sure this your upper tacking is closed, and make sure you are climbing. If you pass it through this bead, make sure it is going in through this other part. If you are coming out from this outside, make sure you are going in by this, so it holds something when going back, not still passing through that same point which you came out from. As you bring it out, make sure it is going through another thing to hold your beads. So that is what I'm going to do, just like this. Just like this, I'm going to hold it round, and I'll come back and show you how it looks. Okay, so this is it. So I have gone ahead to tack them down as I told you. When tacking your lace down, when tacking it with your thread and needle, make sure this part is always facing you, because when you bring it out and put it in, make sure it enters and clear off. If you don't pay attention to this your front, you pay only attention to the down part, some of your thread might stuck after everything has gone out, so might stuck, and it will be difficult for it to take off. You might decide to cut it off, and it won't look nice. So whenever you want to do, you take it from there, then put it back. When you put it back, then you'll be able to look both this outside and the inside, how it is going, and make sure it enters into it. Let me show you something. I'm done with my tacking, but I want to show you something. So just like this, let me see, I want to tack from here. Okay, so what I just did, you see, like this. Then when you put it back in, so you can see, you can no longer see it, the thread again that's entered in. Then here now you can decide to direct it anyhow amount of length you want to use. You can see the space I gave, then bring it out, then put it in. Bring out. You can see it has entered. You can see. Then you go ahead to, I'm done tacking everything. I just want to show you this. You can see, or just put your needle like this. Then use your thread to cross it. It is now tight. So you can see how the inside looks like. And if you look the out of it, you will not know that things like this went on inside of it. You can see how it looks inside. You can see the circle at this point, which I told you. Look at it here. This is the circle there, which I stitched. So you can see how it looks. And it won't fall out. So after you have done doing that with your tacking, what you are going to do now, you need your gum. You still need your gum for this, to make sure everything is in place. So whatever gum you are working with, you can go ahead to use it. And all these places are key points you put inside. To make sure you apply your gum just like this. So at this knot now, you keep this aside, leave it to dry off. So let's start working with our back. Let me bring it back for you to see. So this is our back, which I have here. So this is the lace for our back. This one is for your sleeve. This design is for your sleeve. This other design too is for your second sleeve. And these designs are for your back. So you can see how it is. There's a big trick here on how to fix your back. So let's just go straight to our back fixing. So what you need to do next is to split your back in case you have not split it yet like mine. Go ahead to split it. So once you are done splitting, you know we kept 2 inches for our zipper allowance. I kept 2 inches for my zipper allowance. So from my zipper allowance is 2 inches. What I'm going to do now is to take 1.5. 1.5. So you can see like this. Then the back is going to be that's 1.5. You know, this is my 2 back. This unfold. The 2 both, the 2 back, the 2 center back. That is what I have here. So I'm trying to place it equal. And it should sit at the line of your 1.5, which you have. Make sure it sits at that 1.5 line. Hope you can see what I'm trying to do. Let me bring it forward for you to see. You can see the 2 back. Please don't forget to support my channel. There is a number that are displayed at your screen there. Go ahead to support my channel, please. I really need your support. At this note, there is something I want to show you that people don't know. I just want to keep it as a reminder of where I am coming from. So I hope you don't get offended. So go ahead to support the channel. You can see that is how I am, because I want to teach, because I know there's something I have that people are looking for. So I just want to give it out. I don't want to hold back because they have also learned a lot. So I want to give out the little, in a little way I can. I put so much to bring this to you. I put so much to bring this to you. I just need your encouragement. So in a little way you can. I really need a camera stand. I really need it. In a little way you can. Just support the channel. That is all I'm asking for. Just your support for the channel so we can grow. So you can see now. You can see now it is 2 inches. You can see the 1.5 which I have here. So plus this half of my fabric that is falling into place here, making it 2. This is where your zip is going to pass through. These are one major mistake many people are confused on how to go about. So this is how we are going to do it now. Hope you can see. Hope you are clear with what I'm showing you. So go ahead to cross check here. The same thing. Then you can cut out. So you can see me splitting it in two. So let me go ahead to pin. So if you have a case where your lace has a lot of beads all over, go ahead to do it the way I did the front. You get, sew your satin first before placing it on top, and go ahead to do the necessary things which I showed you. So I will go ahead now to stitch it like this. In case your own is like this, go ahead to do it like this. I'll go ahead to stitch everywhere like this to the satin before sewing it from the down. You get. So let me go ahead to do it because I've already pinned the other one also. I told you I have done that. I stitched from the down. I always tell you to sew your back from starting from the down upward. So I have done that. You can see what we have here now. So the zip is going to sit at this line. So there will be nothing to show that there is an excess there. This is how to go about yours. So you see, I have sewn my back. So what you need to do now for the back, you go ahead to put your gum. Go ahead to put your gum also for the back. Just like this. So when you are done putting your gum, go ahead to dry it. So when I am done putting this, I'll go ahead to keep it aside the way I kept my front and come with my front. So let me go ahead to dry this. Make sure you take it one by one. Get. So after you have done, everything is now gummed together. What you do now is to go ahead to sew this edge. Leave your paints like this. Go and sew everywhere like this down to this part. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so I have done that. I have stitched it out, I told you. So you need to go ahead and take off all your pins. I will do that later. I will take all my pins before anything. But first, this is my down part. You know this part, it came down to this end, and I need to sew here. So I created my space for sewing. But before I created my space for sewing, I went ahead to stitch it with thread. Hope you can see what I have here. I stitch it with thread so it won't lose. Make sure before cutting any place you want to sew, make sure you stitch it with thread first before cutting any place so that it does not lose. Because if you draw one thread like this, only one thread you pull out might even condemn this blouse. So you should be extra careful when coming across these kind of places. So what I want to do now is to cut my neck. So I'm thinking if I should use this to lap at the shoulder part. So for now, I will not cut this out until I am done to see if it will work out. If it does not work out, I will go ahead to cut it out. So for now, I want to draft out my neck, and I want the depth to be at 7. I told you I came down by 5 for this. So this is the 7 which I have here now. This is my 7 mark which I have here now. So I will draw my lines down to this point because I don't want to cut this. That's why I'm bringing it out. If I wanted to cut this, I would have tacked all this place together for it to be firm, then I cut out. So you need to be extra careful when you're doing this kind of blouse so you don't make it messy. Hope you understand. So go ahead to let me bring out my shape for my neck from this point here. It is very, so what I do now is to trim it down to this midpoint here because I want the both sides to be the same. So I'll use this other one to work on the other part so you can see what I'm doing now. So you can see the notched area which I have there. So I'm trying to bend my notched area in like this. Let me pin it down. This thing is disturbing my work. Stop disturbing my work. Stop disturbing my work. I switched it for you to see. You know, I drew my lines like this. So what I do now is to take from this the same midpoint, my notch point here, bring it like this. This is why I need it to support my channel because you can see what I'm using to show you this. So go ahead to place it like this to get your equal shape between the two ends. So you can see how it is looking now. So I'm going to use what I cut out from here to cut out my lining also. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use it to cut out my lining. So let me go ahead to do that. And I think I will sew it also. If I don't have camera stand, I would have shown you on how to sew it. It's like I will sew it also. This is very tricky for me to do this part. Let me go ahead and figure out how to sew it. Then let me take off my pins, cut my neck. Then okay, let me come for the back. Let me show you how to do the back. Okay, so you can see what I did. I want to cut out the back neckline now. So that's just what I want to do. So right now I cut my back. I normally place my front, unfold on the back. You can see I folded my front, place it on the back. That is how I cut my neckline for my back. You know, we don't want to cut out this our beads at the upper part. So your line is supposed to come like this. That is what I'm trying to get now before cutting. It is going to be like this. Make sure you are keeping your allowance for your zip. Make sure you are keeping your allowance for your zip. Take note of that. So you can see, go ahead to use your fabric to cut out your lining. You know, for the up, you are going to use what I cut out for my up to cut out my lining. Back, you're going to place your back on your lining to cut out. So that's what I'm going to do now. So at this note, I want to thank you all for learning with me. As I told you, support my channel for us to grow. So I came back to show you something. Go ahead to put your blouse, sew it the way you can. If you want to follow my way of sewing, I have different videos on how to sew your blouse. Go ahead and follow the footstep, or go ahead to follow the way I used to sew mine. So you can see how the back looks like. Everything is in place. You can see how it looks, and you can see the front. So when you want to sew, when you want to cut out your armhole, if you want to cut out your armhole, make sure you tack your thread at any place you want to cut out or that you are going to sew. Make sure you tack ahead of it. You tack your thread before cutting out, so that even when it's loosed, when it starts losing, it won't pass that line which you want it to end. Please take note of this. It is very vital. Make sure you tack anything before you cut. Don't go ahead and cut, so that everything won't lose, because you can drop one thread now and all this blouse is a mess. Please take note of that. It's very serious. Take note of that. Be careful when doing this. Please be extra careful when doing this. You can do it. It is not difficult. Just follow the steps and the tricks on how to go about it. You can see how it is standing. Follow the way I showed you on how to pad, and I promise you you will have something even more better than this. So that is it. Go ahead to support my channel. You can see the number display on the screen. Go ahead to support the channel. Anything is okay by me, anything at all. This is the second one which I am making. This is for mom and daughter. This is for the mom, and this is for her daughter. So you can see how it's also looking. You can see how it is looking very neat and nice. To follow the same process to do it. So at this note, I want to say thank you, and as always, remain blessed.